Okay, would like to call on Monday,
Second.
on Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, in the Long Meadow High School cafeteria, the Board of Education reorganization meeting at 5:33 p.m. Recommend approving tonight's agenda as submitted.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Pugh.
Second.
Second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
And Ms. Rao.
Approved.
So approved. Board of Education election results. Jana Pugh was the only candidate for the open seat. Therefore, an election was not held. Executive Secretary Dr. Sean Larimore will induct Jana Pugh to the Laurel School Board by reciting the following oath.
You want to do it right here, or you want to go right up there?
She said right here.
She
said right here.
And raise your right. We're gonna lay the left and raise the right. Now,
I'm gonna raise it with a piece of paper.
I understand. See, I got it broken up so you can read it. Mrs. Pugh, if you would please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of school board member
the duties of the office of school board member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly
that I have not directly or indirectly
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed or offered to,
contributed or offered to,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
as consideration or reward
as consideration or reward
for the giving or withholding a vote
for the giving or withholding of a vote
at the election at which I was elected to said office.
at the election at which I was elected to said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. This is your certificate of election. Be remembered that in the election held Tuesday, the 13th of May in the year of our Lord 2025, Laurel School District, according to the laws of the state of Delaware, Jana Pugh was declared a duly elected member of the Board of Education for the Laurel School District.
Oh, thank you, Dr.
Congratulations.
Larimore. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Welcome aboard.
Yes. Thank you.
I am going to open the nominations for school board president.
No nominations. Amanda, Pitches. I second.
Yeah.
A few nominees. Number pitches. Are there any further nominations? All right. I'm going to request a motion to close the nominations for the president of the Laurel School Board for the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
First, Ms. Isler. Second, Mrs. Pugh.
Roll call vote. Mrs. Is this you or
Me.
You.
is me? Mrs. Rao, roll call vote.
Approved.
Approved. Mrs. Pugh.
Approved.
Mr. Nichols.
Approved.
And Mrs. Isler.
Approved.
And Mrs. Hitchens.
Oh, approved.
Approved. There you go. There was only one nominee, so we have closed the nominations. Congratulations, Mrs. Hitchens. You have been approved as a president for the 2025-2026 school year. Now it's your show.
Okay. Okay, the election of vice president. So
I nominate,
open the nominations.
Yep,
Brent, Mr. Nichols nominates.
you don't mind nomination. Yes, Sabrina.
Nominates Mrs. Disler. Are there any other further nominations? I request a motion to close the nominations for Vice President of the Laurel School Board for the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
First, Mrs. Pugh, second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Pugh,
Approved.
Mr. Nichols,
Approved.
Mrs. Isler,
Approved.
and Ms. Ralph.
Approved.
So approved. There's only one nominee. After the motion to close the nominations, the board has approved closing the nominations for Vice President of the Law School Board for the 2025-2026 school year with Mrs. Sabrina Isler, declared Vice President.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Okay, the 2025 selection of board officials. Last year, board officials that volunteered as Teacher of the Year representative were Jana Pugh and Sabrina Isler. Who would like
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
Jana?
Anna.
And who would like to be alternate?
I will. Kim.
Kim? Okay.
Kim.
The academic awards ceremony representative was Sabrina Isler and Kim Ralph.
We were very busy with that this year.
That you were.
Yeah, we worked so hard on that, didn't we, Kim?
Yes, we did.
Do they even do that?
They do not.
They do not. So
But maybe if we ever get any money, we would like to do it again.
What do you, because we discussed this before. I always thought this meant like the past 21 academic awards.
No,
This is
What are
the
you guys
end
talking
of the year
about?
one.
this was the end of the year, the one that the board did each year for the academic achievement dinner for the children.
Oh, really?
I was gonna say, all I know is since I've always had that thing, I've never done it.
right.
Let's put it that way.
Do we know who within the staff, the building staff, is in charge of that, or?
I
I've never done it.
so I was
I've
never
been
here
on
when
the
there
bo-
was like
on
an
the
academic
committee.
Mike
and
always
that's
set the
never had
bad
a
end of
meeting.
that deal.
You were here for this? How long have you been here?
26 years.
Have you really? Wow, and yet you're only 32. You do. You do.
Mhm.
You're doing all right. So what was that? I mean, what?
So, if I remember correctly, basically had to have a 3.25 GPA done by the marking period.
Mhm.
So you had basically you had to have all A's and B's for your academic courses. So anybody that's 3.25 or higher, go to dinner for them. It was kind of it was a very nice event.
Yes.
Yes.
It was very nice.
So was it?
Seventh
what-
grade, it was seventh
And I
through
think
12th
I
grade.
remember handing out certificates or
Mhm.
medals when
Yeah.
Lisa King was the principal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the teacher of the year, the current teacher of the year always spoke.
Yes.
So,
Is
so
this
what
something you guys want to do?
So what
here?
happened?
was it?
I
Was
would
it?
love
I
to
thought
do
it
it
was the
again. I would
GPA. I
love
didn't
for
know it
it
had
to
I
to,
think
happen.
we should
but
do
I
it.
didn't think it had to be all A's and B's. I thought as long as your GPA met it. Like, say if you had all A's.
You're
and-
correct, Sabrina.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily all A's and B's. You had to have the 3.25.
Yeah,
So
the
if you had an
GPA.
A and it was
Mhm.
offset by a C,
Yeah.
you know,
Definitely remember the 3.25.
Yeah,
you
that
do.
was.
And
yeah, that-
because we had issue, because at that time we had some, certain years we had pass fail classes,
Mm.
and
I
that
remember that. Yep, you're right.
threw a
How did
wrench in things.
how did they place it? I mean, because after the fourth quarter grades come in, it's
They don't.
graduation,
It
it's
was in the
everything.
first- It was basically based off the first three marking
Oh, the
periods.
first three, gotcha.
And it was just for 7th and 8th grade?
No,
Seven through
7
12.
through 12.
7 through 12. Okay.
Cause it
'Cause I
was the
remember it was
first
in
year
this
that I was
school.
on the committee to do it is the year they stopped doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it was my turn to be a part of it, that's the year they didn't do it and haven't done it like every time.
Which I think
And
it
the
would
parents had to pay, but the students were paid for
We
by the
can
district.
Way
we
back, it
we
was
can
in the
resurrect that.
teens.
Well, didn't we even have one time where it was just cookies and stuff? There was no dinner?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know. I always went to the ones where there were the cafeteria. It was the cafeteria that actually did the meal each year.
We had it in the gym of the old school that isn't here anymore.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was. I think that it was a it was with it was either cake or cookies. It wasn't a real.
That was something, maybe
may
that
have
was
been
something
something
else.
Yeah.
We've had
And
it.
that was held in
Yeah,
here.
because it was literally
No.
called the academic
No?
achievement.
This was
Okay.
still the old building.
I
What's
always thought when you guys were doing that, you were talking about, like who's going to attend past 21 and stuff like that.
No,
We can resurrect it.
but I think when we resurrect it, we need to look at it and kind of spruce it up a little bit.
critique it? Yeah.
And have Mike brought into it as far as how to be able to calculate the grades, what needs to be counted in that. Whether it's all grades or if it's your core courses.
Good point.
And that was another thing. It was like like your 7th and 8th grade, it was just language arts, math, science, and social studies that were calculated. But I think for high school, it was your entire schedule of classes. I believe Mike helped me.
Yes,
Am I correct? Yes.
yes, I do.
So if they do that, then it just sounds like, so it's even, maybe it's a 9 through 12 thing then.
I like including the middle school too because we want to keep them here.
Is that 9th grade middle school?
Hmm?
What's our middle school?
7th and 8th.
Seven
Oh,
through
why am I thinking
7.
9?
It's been a long day.
But that's a good idea. I think we should.
Morgan, would you please write a
Yeah,
note?
that's what I meant. I meant middle
And,
high. That's
like
what I
just send
meant.
me a little message, email. Just academic achievement dinner. That's all you got to put on it.
Okay, so my
With that
question.
said,
Oh,
Sabrina and
Yes.
Kim,
Kim,
Yes.
are you
Oh yes, I would love to because
Okay.
I would love for
Yes.
it to come back again.
Sabrina and Kim?
Kim.
Put you both. You both can just do it instead of one. And like if she can't do it, you. But put you both.
Oh no, it's definitely a
Two
you
people.
know, they say when it
and-
comes time, it
and
may
our
be all of
friends.
We're
us.
gonna need it.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, we have no one signed up for public participation,
Are you sure?
so I don't think so.
Not if they're goats.
All right, the next regular board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August the 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. right here. And do I have a motion? We adjourn.
So moved.
First,
Second.
Mrs. Isler, second, Mr. Nichols. Roll call vote, Mrs. Isler,
Approve.
Mr. Nichols,
Approve.
Mrs. Pugh,
Approve.
and Ms. Rao. So
Approve.
we're adjourning at 5:45
5:45.
p.m.
5:45. All right.
Short and sweet.
Don't we have another something, no. We
Okay.
had the consulting hearing already.
Right.
We got nothing